I'm literally sitting here wondering, like, how did I forget this? We were legit followed leaving the club. Yeah, thing one tries to talk to one of the girls. He's like, yo, what's good? Like, y'all trying to go to a love motel, being mad up front, just throwing it out there. What's up, idols? It's CC Less Than 3. Welcome back to my channel. You guys have been smashing that like button. You guys have been going a little ham a little bit. So we're here again for part 3 of the Creeps in Korea, I guess, series now. So in this video, I'm actually going to share with you guys a story of something my kids did in my classroom, summoning demons and whatnot. Also, the time that we were followed coming from the club, and I don't know how. Literally, when I go through my archives on Instagram, that's when stuff comes back to me. I'm like, oh yeah! I even had to message my friend Bria to be like, wait, were you there with me? And I'm just like piecing this back together. Yeah, so these are just some of the stories I'm going to get into later. But before we get into that, this video is sponsored. Nah, stay with me before y'all click away. This is something that'll actually benefit y'all a lot too. If you're like me and you've been like really paranoid and taking coronavirus very seriously, because our politicians don't. They just want our money, they don't care. There's the Karens not wearing their masks. It's been a mess. So I don't know about you, but I have not seen a bottle of Lysol disinfectant spray in months. Like, it's just always off the shelves.
It's been a long day without you, my friend.
So I found an alternative, and this is Biotech's Vitals. So this is like a disinfectant spray that works on your skin too because it moisturizes. Hand sanitizer, I'm already stocked up on it, but I like to spray my environment and things I touch too, and I can't put Purell on like door handles and on my phone and stuff. So I haven't been able to find a bottle of Lysol in months. I haven't been able to find disinfectant for forever, so I'm actually really glad I found this. And at the time of recording this video, we've crossed over 130,000 deaths in America alone. So if you take, you know, your safety and your cleanliness as serious and as paranoid as I am, then I will link all this in the description box below. These are Biotech's Vitals. It's just, I feel better when I can spray the air around me a little bit too, because there has been discussions that corona is actually possibly airborne. I want this so I can spray around me. So like I said, if you're interested, everything's in the description box below. So now we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of this video. The first story I'm gonna tell you guys about is my students. They do some weird stuff sometimes. I had this big, huge, brand new, fully equipped English classroom. In the summer months, I always kept my AC blasting in my classroom. In the hallways of Korean schools, at least in my experience, I'm 3 for 3 on that, they didn't have like air conditioning of any kind in the hallways. They were only in the classrooms. So lining the hallways, the windows were always open. A lot of the other teachers just kept their windows open, but not me, not I, said the fly. I kept my room freezing. So my kids actually really like to hang out in my classroom because of this. They would often, like, as soon as they would walk in, they'd be like, oh teacher, she want it. So they would come in all the time, and I'm like, that's cool, you know, Herb, slide that door, don't let my AC out. So they would come in my room a lot and just hang out. Sometimes if they didn't want to go outside for recess, they would just sit in the back and play games. So, you know, it wasn't like unusual for me to find evidence that my kids were in my classroom while I wasn't there. Things got dark when one day I came from lunch, and you know, I see the doors crack open. I'm like, these little kids ain't learning, they keep letting my AC out. And I noticed, there was this thing going around a while, you know, like Charlie, when you write like yes, no, and you like cross 2 pencils over it, and you ask Charlie questions, and like the pencil moves to yes or no. So I come into my classroom after leaving for maybe 15 minutes, and this is what I see. See, what y'all not going to do is play that Charlie shit. Now part of me was like proud because I'm like, oh, English. But at the same time, I'm like, y'all really trying to summon demons in my classroom now? And I was already not very strict of a teacher. Like, I didn't even care if they cursed, you know, like, for me, as long as they're not disrespecting each other or adults and they find it fun to learn curse words. I didn't teach them the curse words, but I didn't be like, hey, don't say that when they used it. Like, my kid, teacher, what the hell is going on?
Oh my god! What the hell's going on?
I didn't mind, because as long as they're not using it to disrespect or bully each other or to be rude to adults, then English is English. If you're using English, then mission accomplished in my book. So I remember I had to ask my kids, I was like, so, do you guys know Charlie? And there were some who were genuinely like, wait, what? And I didn't want to teach them what it was, but it was one girl. my homie, she was like snitch a little bit, and she told me who did it. So to their credit though, they hadn't done it to my knowledge ever since then. But yeah, that was Charlie in my classroom summoning demons in English. So this next story was actually also in Jeju. I would often wait for the bus alone on the days that my mentor teacher like got a ride from my brother, or she would like go straight to university and we had to take different buses. So I was just out waiting for the bus by myself. And I will say this, to Korea's credit, one of the things I love about Korea, you don't have to deal with rude or aggressive behavior from strangers. Like there's no catcalling. This day I was at the bus stop and some guy, like in Korea they have these like cute old dusty Hyundai trucks, like pickup trucks, emitting all this smoke and stuff in the air. But I'm just sitting there minding my business, and I was so caught off guard by the thought like someone slowed up by the bus stop, was kind of just staring at me. So I was like looking at my phone like he's gonna go away soon. And then when he got closer, he was like, oh, you're a foreigner. He's like, 외국 사람이야? And I was like, yeah. So then when he saw I was a foreigner, he was like, oh, do you need a ride? And I was like, no, I'm okay. He's like, oh, are you sure? So, you know, he kept asking me for a ride, and I was like, no, I'm really okay. And it was actually, he didn't like leave until some of my students came up, because I mentioned this before in a few story times. They would ride just the public bus like every day with adults. Like there was no like school bus except for like really tiny like kindergarten age kids. They had these really cute tiny little yellow buses. But yeah, so once a few students finally came over and sat down next to me, then dude finally left. They were like, oh, hi teacher. And I was like, hi. And they would always like to play games on my phone. So as soon as he saw us talking together, he finally drove off. I don't know what that was about. That made me uncomfortable because he got so close and he just sat there so long. Now mind you, the driving on the streets of Korea is the same as America, where we drive on like the right side of the road. So I'm on the bus stop over here, you know, the bus is gonna come up to me this way. He was in a car going that way, but he like came over and he's just facing the wrong way on the street, hella close, and there's not a lot of traffic there. So I guess that's why he sat there for so long without somebody like, yo, what are you doing? But he just sat there and was just kind of like, and like I said, I was so caught off guard because that's just not a thing that happens in Korea. Like you don't get approached by strangers who are creepy like that, or unless you're clubbing. You guys have seen this series and heard my stories. A lot of weird stuff happens to me in the clubs. Kids saved my life. One minute they're summoning demons, the next minute they're preventing me from possibly being abducted, or at least saving me from a very awkward situation. So yeah. So this last one I'm gonna share is the longest. So yeah, for this story, try to bear with me because I legit forgot all about it until I was going through my archives on Instagram trying to figure out what are some other weird stuff that happened to me, because I've been in so many situations where I'm like, did that really just happen in Korea? Here too. But y'all want to hear the Korean story, so here we are. I legitimately forgot about this until I saw this girl with these purple braids on my my Instagram archives, and I was like, oh yeah. So here we go. So as the date says, this is July 13th, 2018. And I remember this night because I remember being upset that my boyfriend at the time, Don, didn't go out clubbing with me. We were in this weird thing where he always had to call his parents like, hey, and like lie about the reason he was gonna be out. Mind you, he was only a year younger than me. So I was 25, he was 24. And you know, you still gotta call your daddy to go out, okay? We were at our go-to place, once again, Sabotage. Say it with me now, Sabotage. We always go to Sabotage when we go out in Hongdae. I had to message my friend Bria because I couldn't remember if she was there or not, but I think it was just me and Haiti initially. And then we met up with these other girls. It was like these 3 black girls and they were just getting it. Everybody was looking at them, they were dancing, and Koreans made a circle just hyping them up. Like it was lit, they were so much fun. And I remember in particular, this one girl was like, wait, do you make YouTube videos? And I was like, oh my god, you know me? Because at the time, I think I had maybe 5,000 or almost 5,000 subscribers, and I had just started like 3 or 4 months before that. So that was the first time someone ever recognized me in person or asked about my stuff. So I was like, oh my god, like people watch me, oh my god. So yeah, that was a pretty fun moment. So this one girl, I don't remember names. I don't like to put names out there anyway, unless you're my friends, because they're usually okay with it. One of these girls, the guy, like she was dancing with this dude, like they were connecting. We were like, okay, oh, see what y'all got going on over there? So like we hyping them up like, oh, you cute, get it, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's late, hours are rolling by. When we go out, we literally stay in Sabo for like 5 hours and think nothing of it. We're getting tired and we decided to head out, and we get up, like it's like you got to go down the stairs too, so we get up and we're like, oh my god, it's light out, like how long have we been in there? The sun was about to come up and we're like, oh man, we gotta go to sleep. One of the things you guys will notice, you ever been like drunkry, when you're drunk and you're hungry and like you crave a certain oily, greasy food? So I normally am not really a chicken fan. There's this one particular street vendor in Hongdae, and he is the sweetest dude. He is always there, he is loyal. He always has like a lit soundtrack playing behind him. At the time he only accepted cash only, and now he can do card. But like if we had like 3,000 won and it cost like 5, people, oh, it's okay. He was the nicest dude. So we were like, yo, that's our dude, like he's our guy. Whenever we have these drunk cravings, we go to him. So my friend was like, you know, it'll be good right now, and we like said it at the same time. But yeah, I think the reason I didn't remember so much of this is probably because I had a ton of soju. Remember I said we met 3 girls, and one of the girls left with the dude, so we were like, good luck, like have fun, like seeing her off. And then the other 2 girls were trying to figure out what they wanted to do, and me and Haiti were like, what we should do is go eat. Then these 2 or 3 creeps, we'll call them thing 1, thing 2, and thing 3. Thing 1 walks over and he's like trying to holla at the 2 girls. I think another reason I didn't really remember this so much is because I was more of a bystander. Like none of this really happened to me, I was just with them. Yeah, thing 1 tries to talk to one of the girls. He's like, yo, what's good? Like y'all trying to go to a love motel, being mad up front, just throwing it out there. He had no luck all night. He's just like, do you want to sleep with me? Do you want to sleep with me? Do you want to sleep with me? So the girls were like nah dude, and just kind of laughed, and we were really surprised at how good their English was. So we started to walk away because we finally convinced them like let's go to this vendor guy. Yeah, so we noticed like they're walking with us, but like talking to each other like they think they can break the girls down or something. I don't know what they were doing. So they're just walking behind us and still saying stuff like they're still like, y'all lame, y'all suck, y'all boring, y'all basic, just, you know, typical hurt fuckboy stuff. So from sabotage to this vendor, if sabotage is behind you, you like make a right, and then you get to like a bigger Hongdae street-ish area, and you make another right and you see a street light. So we had to wait there to cross the street, and the vendor is right across the street, like we can see it, we're close. So we're sitting there waiting for the light to turn green so we can go. And these dudes are still there. They're like, yo, like y'all really not trying to hang out, y'all lame. And then they're like, can you leave us alone, we're not interested. Sorry bro, but like fuck off. Like they were being nice at first, but when you're following us, we have the right to be mean and rude, you know what I mean? What shocked us though is what came to our rescue and got thing 1, thing 2, and thing 3 to leave. These 2 tall white frat looking boys, they got them to leave. Like we were all by the vendor, because this is like a lot of vendors are out there and stuff, so it was a common place, people just like drunk, just it's all good. So these dudes were like, bro, like ease up, they're not interested. And like, I don't know if y'all saw this meme, but like I remember this meme, this dude wearing these like white shorts and a white button up tucked in, and he's like, bro, can you play This Is America? This is exactly what they look like Brooks Brothers type dudes. So we weren't really expecting them of all people to say something. And I guess because they were like taller, and like if somebody had to throw down, they finally just like, man, whatever, it ain't worth it. And they finally just left, and we're like, oh, thanks guys. And like, yeah, you know, no problem. Like that was ridiculous. Like we saw them across the street, they just wouldn't let up. So we all happy, eating our food. Thing 1 and thing 2 were still there. Thing 3, we don't know where he went. Like after dude like say, yo, ease up, leave him alone, he was just gone. So maybe he went home, I don't know what happened. Thing 1 and thing 2, however, were still like 20 feet away. Like they were there, we could see them, they weren't bothering us anymore, but they were like spitting their game at somebody else. This poor Korean girl, and you know, for what she was clearly drunk. Like she was, you know, like that not standing still, like kind of just swaying. And so she's like laughing and like shoving him away a little bit, you know what I mean? And they pushed her like whatever, and she was like, yeah. And that was, you know, the final straw. And I don't know what happened to these dudes after that, but like they went off into the sunset with their L and just went home without any booty. So that was the time we were followed whilst clubbing in Hongdae. Again, this was in Hongdae. But like the fact that they followed and called us lame and boring because the girls didn't want to go to a love motel with you, this just shows you like guys are guys wherever you go. Some people in the comments really act like I'm out here bashing Korean dudes. I've made videos about the two only good experiences I've had. Like, it's not like I just didn't talk about them. I talk about what happens to me, what I see, what I experience. You know what I mean? I'm not nitpicking the good and nitpicking the bad. I'm just talking about it. So that is it for this installment of the Creeps in Korea series. You know what? I'm gonna up the ante a little bit because y'all make the 1,500 like goal look like it's dog food, it's nothing. So I am going to jump up there. I am going to set the like goal for the next video in this series at 7,000 likes, and I'm doing that because there are 7 members in BTS. But yeah, so if you guys can get 7,000 likes on this video, I will go off some more about the Creeps in Korea. There's this one I've been wanting to talk to you guys about because, again, going through the archives, I remembered it. Korean girls are awesome in the club. Like, I have many bad experiences with Korean guys in the club, but Korean girls are dope, yo. Anyway, yeah, so that'll probably be in the next one a little bit. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you did, remember to like 7,000, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong.